don't really feel right saying awful people today. It's a bit feels a bit too mean with current news. So I guess I'll just say hello listeners. Welcome to an awful lot of running Doctor Who podcast.
This is where a woo would happen, but it's not really woo territory, this.
Yeah, we're not really in woo. It's not the woo environment right now, is it? It's things are a little more dour than sort of usual, which we'll come to in a second. I am Jack. One part of your usual hosting team. Funny enough, Robin was going to join us on this one, but life stuff happened, bless him. But we're still wishing him the best and all of that. And we did realize as well that maybe this might be a bit more for his first one back after his sort of break. This might be a bit too somber, really. So instead, joining us, who would have been joining us anyway, is the wonderful Star, our editor and producer.
Hello. Couldn't get rid of me if you tried.
No, yeah, but I suppose now's the time to say, jump cut back to October from last year.
Hey, I was waiting for that to drop. Moving on.
Right, okay, so moving on. Yeah, well, look, and Doctor who did not die.
Oh, well, isn't that just swell?
Well, that aged like milk, didn't it?
Yeah. Very much.
We've taken a few days, and this is going to be coming out 2 weeks after the announcement. We've taken a few days to sort of get our thoughts together because last Wednesday was it was a bit of a time star, wasn't it?
Very much so. A lot of reactions across the board.
Yeah,
very different all across.
It sort of came out of nowhere because obviously we're talking about the news that the future of Doctor Who, as it were, and we were sort of led to believe, I would say, you know, Russell, while promoting Tiptoe, was saying there was a press release going out from the BBC, which is a bit like the Jurassic era or something, like stuff takes a long time to go through and what have you, which is like, okay, sure. But it was I certainly from that felt that we were going to be getting a positive update about things, which I suppose I can't say that the real update is anything that isn't positive, but I'd say maybe it's positive for the future, but for now, it leaves fans in a bit of an uncertain space, really, which is maybe where some of the animosity and frankly ridiculous reactions have come from. Which we'll come to at some point anyway. But of course, I'm just going to read the statement which the BBC put out last week, which was an update on the future of Doctor Who. This came out on the 10th of June. And it said, today we're announcing an update on plans for the future of Doctor Who. As part of securing the next phase of the show for future generations and in line with the BBC's charter and agreement requirements, the BBC will put Doctor Who out to competitive tender this year. Doctor Who remains an important part of the BBC, and this tender underpins the BBC's continued commitment to Doctor Who, ensuring audiences will enjoy the show for years to come. After careful consideration, the BBC, Ross T. Davies, and Bad Wolf had collectively decided not to go ahead with the previously announced Doctor Who Christmas special or Christmas episode. This decision was not taken lightly, and we know it will be disappointing for fans. But in order to set the show up for future series, it was decided that rather than bridge the gap with a one-off special, we are choosing to push forward to invest in the long-term future of the show, which ensures that when the TARDIS lands once more, it does so in all its glory. The previously announced new Doctor Who animation series for CBeebies is currently in production. Details of the tender will be announced in due course. The BBC retains all IP in Doctor Who. BBC Studios will continue to lead the global distribution of Doctor Who, as well as licensing consumer products, digital and immersive experiences on behalf of the BBC. So that sort of sent everyone reeling, which it did. But I think there are some important things to pick out from that there straight away. What was your initial reaction, Star? I suppose I'll start off with that, really.
I was in the camp of very much, oh, this is happening. Okay, you know what? I'm actually really okay with this.
Hmm.
Because let's be real, the show it's had a good few episodes within the last few years. I cannot deny that. Lux, Rogue, bangers, but it's also had some very big downfalls, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There has been some ego issues which have really affected the show, and there is a whole lot of things we don't seem to know about that's been going on. And I honestly, it just feels right that Doctor Who takes a break.
Hmm.
Because that's what I see. I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, it's cancelled. But no, as far as I'm aware, the Christmas special is cancelled.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
I understand being upset about that. I kind of am too. I like my Doctor Who on Christmas Day. But I think people are being very dramatic when they're just going around saying, oh, it's cancelled forever. And I'm like,
I
no,
think, and,
no.
and, I, and I'm going to be honest, because I was one of those people that, when it happened, I was saying, oh well, this is it. It's never going to come back now. No one's going to get it. And by the way, that that phrase, competitive tender, um, uh, that word spiked on Google that day with Doctor Who fans. All of us googling what does competitive tender mean, which essentially means it being put up to bidding for third party production studios. Essentially, what Bad Wolf were doing for them to bid and put forward a plan for taking over the show. Um, but as I said there, BBC retaining all IP and distribution and what have you.
Mm.
Certainly within the
And
UK.
it's important to say that this has happened to other BBC shows like Casualty. It happened with
Mm,
Casualty. It's even happened with The Weather.
no, what?
Yeah, the weather report got put out to tender.
That's really fun. So it's something which is in the current scape and landscape of the TV industry. It's a very common thing which happens, but it was very much I think for a lot of Doctor Who fans, particularly with us growing up with it, who have always had a
Mm.
steady stream of Doctor Who, it was quite a traumatic time, and it still sort of is now, particularly when we look back on Doctor Who's history, and this is essentially what happened back in the 90s following season 26 and Survival. This is essentially the same thing that happened. However, we're talking over 30 years later now,
Mm.
and things have changed, like you said there, the weather, Casualty were put up to tender. Funny enough, Casualty were then the tender for that was then bought by the BBC studios themselves anyway, which I think this is realistically, the BBC, like I said there, we can trust the press release as much as anybody else, but it's being put up to tender. I think they're committed to it. But certainly, they want to be getting our money golds, if nothing else. I think they're committed to the future of Doctor Who, and I think this is going to be for the good of the show. Really, I think it is.
Mm.
And I think it is. We've all been saying it needs a pause. The momentum isn't there currently anyway. Things are maybe being done with the wrong direction, whether it be being too dependent upon the law and not making things accessible. We're in a world where Doctor Who isn't cool anymore. It's not the RTD1 era, where it was the biggest show on telly. It was events TV. Now you mention Doctor Who to people and you get a weird look, unless you're at, a safe space for this sort of thing. You get a weird look or a sort of, Star, you had a couple of funny things this past week, didn't you?
Yes, I went into HMV because I'm collecting the collection sets, but I'm only getting the standard, and I realized I was missing one, so I was like, okay, I'll just pop into HMV, I'll grab it. This was the day after the news had dropped. Went in, picked it up, went to the till. The last day at the till, just looked at it and just went, "Oh, catching up on the backlog. Well, it's gone." And it was such a like. I understand it was a light joke to try and make, conversation humor. I do not hold it against them at all, but also too fucking soon, man.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was literally today on my way back from work. I was getting petrol, and I'm wearing.
Petrol.
Hey, oh no! Think of the petrol. We're never going to see petrol now, are we? No, but on my way back from work, I went to the petrol station, and I'm wearing. You can see, Star, my Happiness Patrol TARDIS, or like the Barbis pin right now, and I go to pay at the cashier, and she's like, "Oh, I love your pin. You're wearing that in mourning." I just had to sort of go, yeah, kinda. Uh, it's you have to laugh. It's laugh or cry, isn't it? And I've had a lot of those days this past week. I had a not great end of the week though, and it all kicked off with this news. Which, by the way, is very much in contrary to stuff that I was hearing from certain sources behind the scenes. I was hearing that, different departments are going into work and what have you and getting started to do this thing. So this all came out of the blue, and it really did. And there's a couple other things about the statement that I want to just analyze. So obviously with this, we got from this, which isn't quite clear from the press release, that both Russell and Bad Wolf are essentially pulling out from this point, and the Christmas special isn't happening, which obviously is very sad. It also gives the idea that they're going to be looking for a fresh start. So I'm going to say it, Star. I'm going to take a second. And I know hindsight is 2020, and I know we're trying to be a positive podcast, but why did they end the reality war like that then? Why didn't they fade to black?
I will be honest with you. I feel like at some point over the next couple of months, maybe even years, at some point, the BBC is just going to very lightly adjust the ending of Reality War and cut it before Billy appears.
What, you think they're going to do a Star Wars like George Lucas, where it's like, no. Bill, there is no Billy in the Reality War. There is no Billy Piper.
I feel they probably would, but they wouldn't say it. They would just do it very quietly for the probably 5 Doctor Who fans on Twitter by that point.
I see something a bit more like, like essentially how the Virgin New Adventures carried on the story of the TV Doctor Who until the TV movie. I see them doing something like, I think the best thing they could do is just never address it on the TV. But do you know what I would do? I would say Beth Axford, who is a phenomenal writer, who knows Rose, who knows the 10th Doctor and stuff very beautifully, say to Beth, you write this book. This is the end of Doctor. And that's what becomes widely available. And people go to that, and that's that. And whenever this new production company come in, they just get that clean, fresh start, which is what we need Doctor Who to have, really. I know it's egotistical in a way to be like, hey, look at the fan series I'm working on. But this is what fan series do very well. They pick up the show after a bunch of, an indiscriminate amount of time. They could be Doctor 16, they could be Doctor 116, or Doctor a million or something. Fan series do a really good way of going, look, this is a fresh start, this is a jumping on point, and this is what the BBC need to do now. We need that clean break. We need that Series 1 Eccleston. It's going to be Series 1 again, isn't it? It's going to oh God, I'm feeling everything now. It's going to be like, where do you start Doctor Who? Where you could start with Series 1, Series 1, Series 1, or Series 1. Yeah.
Let's just call it Series A.
Yeah, maybe. But that's the thing. Like, are they going to? They're going to have to do that, because if a new production company are coming in and doing it, they're going to have to, and they want the clean break, and they want Doctor Who to have this fresh start. They're going to have to reset it, but they can't do a hard reboot because the fans will never go for it.
Yeah, a hard reboot is like definitely out. You need to somewhat keep it soft, but just kind of maybe not acknowledge too much of the past. Like an odd reference once in a while.
Mhm.
Like something that like you don't need to investigate in.
Yeah.
That would be fine, but I think having it's something that like Chibnall Series 11 did well. Like Series 11 is not a perfect series,
No,
but
no,
it is
but
good on the
yeah.
fact that it is new and it is fresh.
Mm.
It does something different. It takes the elements and tries to just move forward and
Yeah.
do its own thing.
Never once in that series like does the concept like regeneration or like the most we get is the Dalek in Resolution, which really, let's face it, is the real series finale of that series, isn't it?
Mm.
Which is a fantastic episode, which is a really, really good, New Year's Day special, but also rounds up the story of that. I think that Graham and Ryan should have left after that story even because I think it completes their character arcs. And it's a great story, and it is great, and it's what you want. It's like you said, you get Series 11, which, for all its faults, is doing a really good job of other things, like in terms of feeling fresh and just being like, here is a jumping on point.
Mm.
But I've lost my train of thought there. But yeah, no, and obviously, the trouble is then you come to something like Spyfall, which is great for fans in a way, but I think would alienate people a bit more. And it starts a bit of a trend off as well, which in that era, which
Yeah.
obviously is even worse really in the RTD era, the RTD2 era, I'd say, which is, I think
Mm.
that's where you've lost people personally. And yeah, obviously we knew from this that essentially Bad Wolf were out as well, and the Christmas special wasn't going to happen. But we also had a statement from Rusty Davies on Instagram. He did a very lovely
Oh
doodle.
boy.
Yeah. I don't want to analyze this one too much personally because I think like our personal feelings on this and on the man Russell T Davies himself aside, he's got a lot of flack for this, and so Bad Wolf. I think very unjustly, personally. In certain regards, like I think that people have been absolutely vile and disgusting with this news, which is just the opposite of what we should be around it. Doctor Who needs to lick its wounds a little bit. Oh, that feels bad to say that. It's not. It's not licking its wounds, is it? It's just taking a pause to regroup and put out the best project that it possibly can. So people, I'm going to say it now, people have been absolutely disgusting, in particular to Rusty Davies online I've seen. And again, I think there are many reasons that you could criticize him for, certain things, particularly things that he was saying about Tiptoe, and in the build up to that coming out. But attacking him over Doctor Who like this, and again, the vitriol I've seen is just the entitlement. Really, it's just it's disgusting. It really is. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people have to remember that these are people, and no matter your feelings on this, attacking them in this way is just it just it's unforgivable. It really is.
Mm. Like it's fine. It's fine to have your opinion of the whole thing, but like we've seen some people literally message the guy.
Yes.
And that's just too far. You're again, I'm not saying you can't hate the man. That's fine. If you want to, if that's your
Yeah.
personal choice.
Look,
But
I
don't
think there's other
vocalize it or
things.
turn it
Yeah.
into a violent thing.
Yeah. Again, I think there's other things to this. Like, I think I've seen a lot of very fair criticism of him, particularly because of something he said about having friends who are gender critical, right? Which I think is very, very fair to be critical of him because of that, right?
Yeah.
When we're talking about Doctor Who, our lovely, fluffy, blue boxed sci fi show, it doesn't need to come to saying slurs. Let's say that now.
Yeah.
Let's come to what Russell said on Instagram. And big capital letters for this. Goodbye from me to Doctor Who, but hello to a new big future for the show. As the BBC announces it's putting the show out to tender, as a result, there won't be a Christmas special. We only cooked that up to guarantee a future when no one knew what would happen. But now we do. There's no need for it. You'll have to wait a bit longer for a new Doctor Who, but you'll be waiting for more Doctor Who than a one-off. So it's worth it. For the record, there was no script. I never wrote it, and no actor was ever approached to play the next Doctor. You may disagree. Fine. Sit in a chair and wait to be proved right. You'll wait a long time. Chair emoji. Now, I'm excited as anyone to see what comes next. Will they keep the theme tune? Will they lose the blue box? Will they bring back the Dravin? It's all up for grabs, which is so Doctor Who. Exciting and unpredictable and new. Here comes the future. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So again, there's stuff to analyze there.
Yeah.
I'm not going again, and I'm not going to get personal about it because I think we're above that. You know. Again, people can speculate, and I've seen some people say that this reads as being a bit bitter.
It does a little bit, I think, but
I can see that. I can see that. I suppose what I would also say is that because it's written as opposed to actually spoken, we can't necessarily grasp that entire context from it.
I'm also a little bit confused by how he says that, oh, we only cooked that up he implies that something was made and then says, no, it wasn't. It's a little contradictory.
This was always the plan.
Fuck off.
No, this was all no. I do find it funny to say that about the Christmas special, considering we heard from a few sources. I believe Murray Galton in an interview back in January, there were multiple scripts written for it. He says that obviously he didn't write anything. Obviously, he also said in Doctor Who magazine that come this Christmas, he'd be sort of championing it, and there were 3 specific words, which I think were village. I can't remember, but
Witch knock or something.
Yeah, and then it was. There were 3 words that were going to be in it, which I suppose it's he's very good at that sort of PR and media spin, Russell, because obviously not just being a writer, he's also an executive producer, and like he lives in that world, he knows TV and stuff. So, but yeah, I think it sort of just left everybody reeling as well. Everyone was just sort of like, what does this mean? You know, so, and there were a lot of reactions. You know, I particularly was like, well, this is it. The show's dead, which it's not. And I'll come to more of that later. Doctor Who has not been dead since 1963 when it first aired. So, yeah, I'll come to that properly in a minute. But, yeah. Star, do you have something you want to add there? Or?
No, I'm just thinking about how you could basically equate this to Doctor Who needs a very long nap.
Yes, yeah, it needs a long rest.
Rest now, my warrior.
Okay then, that's what I'll do.
To bring some D&D terminology into this, you know, it needs a long rest, and fingers crossed when it comes back, we're rolling high. Hell, even rolling in that 20 would be great.
I can't remember who told me this. I think it might have been Cass or you or someone told me this really stupid idea for if they do a TV movie next. And the way they get rid of Billy is just take her out with the American healthcare system.
I mean, hey,
it is kind of funny that we have got up we've had 7 mainline doctors, not including War and Fugitive.
Yeah.
And we're back in the hibernation period. Every 7, the doctor must sleep.
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, I suppose it's weird that it's happened again like this, isn't it? This sort of, and even with that, it was really interesting to see, like, for example, and I think something which didn't get reported on an awful lot by people was that Andy Pryor, who obviously was very prevalent in casting Doctor Who from 2005, is also leaving with this, which gives me the idea that the BBC really are looking for an absolute clean board, which I think it's good. It's what we've wanted for a while. We've wanted new, fresh voices to come in and do Doctor Who. I want young people doing Doctor Who, for goodness sake. I want a diverse, creative team doing Doctor Who, which I think is where, things are going to really sing if we can get that, I'm going to tell you now, I don't want a Netflix. I don't want an Amazon to come along and buy it. I really don't. We've already had Disney and how that went.
I personally genuinely do not see that happening. The most I might see is a slight Disney situation of just, the sharing to platform it out. I can see HBO doing something, because obviously it's on. No, is it on there?
It's
No,
AMC,
it went
isn't it?
to
Yeah, it's on AMC.
Yeah, AMC.
Yeah,
It
maybe
was on
AMC.
HBO at one point.
Yeah.
Though.
My sort of one of my big hopes is that it somehow stays in Wales as well. Like, because Doctor Who essentially revolutionized the TV industry in Wales when it came here. It's been made in Wales for over 20 years now, and so many families and people have come here because of it. It would be a real shame to see it leave what I think has become its home in so many ways, which again, that all plays into there. But it's going to be another production company like Bad Wolf who come in and take over it, which obviously the BBC still being there. I suppose if they'd done it for Casualty, BBC Studios did it for Doctor Who as well, it'd be probably the best case scenario. But yeah,
I kind of hope that when it comes back, as much as I agree that I do think it should be Wales based. I would like it if it maybe expanded its horizons beyond the bottom of the country. Come up to Scotland, do a little bit up here.
Well, I think obviously the thing with it being Wales to say is it's also the budget, isn't it? It makes it a lot cheaper, But if there's any way they could do more location around, that'd be fantastic, But also, I think there needs to be new, creative, inventive ways to help subsidize that budget as well, whether it be putting the money in to do more things like the experience or time fracture, which is funny actually, because in that first press release from the BBC, they do mention how they're continuing to make digital and immersive experiences on the behalf of the BBC.
Time Fracture 2, baby!
Look, as someone who didn't get to the original Time Fracture, I would eat that up. I would
Same.
absolutely adore that. So, I suppose what we should really think about is what our future for the show is, because I'm very specifically saying the show there, because the brand is something I will talk about later. For the show, I think we've highlighted areas, but for me, it's keep it British. Please don't let anyone get their hands over it or under it. There are instances that I would allow, like I think if someone got Doctor Who and got why it's so important to be British, then their nationality doesn't play into a factor, really. J. Michael Straczynski is a writer who I'm a big fan of because of his run on Spider-Man many years ago. I know he's put a lot of work into wanting to pitch and become showrunner for Doctor Who, and was told at one point, absolutely no, because you're an American. But he is someone who gets Doctor Who. He understands, respects what it means to us all, and he's not just going to take it to America. We're not going to get the American Doctor.
Yeah, I think I completely agree on that. I think it should be opened up a little bit more, as long as the understanding of the pitch is that this is a British icon. You need to keep that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, again, we spoke about in the podcast before, a writer's room as well would be good, as opposed to...
Wasn't it like, I think it was Chibnall that really fought for one?
Yes, yeah. I really think that could be good, because particularly some of the stories that we've seen, it would be great to be able to see other people doing other passes over those, and to, again, have more voices heard in Doctor Who, which, I mean, let's face it, we're not going to hear from Russell again, are we, at this point? We're not going to hear from Stephen Moffat. Chibnall certainly seems to be living his best life now. It's time for a new era, and I feel that a lot of what has been happening has been, in a way, gatekept by that old era, that, the people that used to drink at the Fitzroy. It's time for them to get out of our way. It's time for the people that have grown up on Doctor Who since 2005 to come in now and have their vision for the show.
Yeah, that's something I'm thinking that this little break may open up, because the last time we had the big break, we ended up with the Virgin Novels, Big Finish, the Eighth Doctor, and Adventures, all that stuff. We ended up with a huge boom of Doctor Who fans' creativity. And we're going to do the same again. It's already happening. Like Red Twilight.
What's that? Never heard of it.
Yeah, me neither. Upcoming game shows.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited.
I may or may not have edited into the previous episode after being mentioned.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Do it.
And there is just so much else coming. I'm only highlighting ours because we're here, but there is way more.
So much creativity. There's so much beauty in this fandom, which it stems from us all loving that show. It inspires us. We're not going anywhere. The whole reason I feel better about this was that Thursday morning I had a terrible day Thursday, right? Okay. Obviously that the night before was, not great, or day before even was not great. I'd also not got a job. I got a call back to say that I was not getting this job, which was, what it was. I was upset about that. Thursday morning, I'm driving into work. Obviously, I work as a teacher, guys. And the traffic is horrendous. There's an accident. I'm going to be late. I'm neurodivergent. Being late is like panic attack mode for me. But what got me through that, after I rang the agency and said, right, please tell the school I'm going to be late, was I sat in my car and I listened to the S02E11 podcast. And I listened to Kat and Liam go through their thoughts on this news. And I felt so much better. So if either of you listening right now, Kat or Liam, thank you so much for that. Again, it did so much for me. I'm in a much better place now, which I suppose I think this is going to be my soapbox moment star. So be ready to clip this and put this out. Okay.
Oh boy.
We are Doctor Who. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Thing. We are Doctor Who. Whether the show is here or not. Yeah, you can edit the clip in, right?
You are not
Doctor Who.
Barry. We are
Doctor Who. Okay. Whether the show is here or not, the creativity it's sparked in us is always going to be there. So it is now on us, in earnest, to go forward in all our beliefs.
Okay, here we go. Oh boy.
and be inspired and be creative and make our Doctor Who, whether it be through our passions, our podcasts, cosplays, fan art, audios, fan films, different shows, different niches. Star's doing one coming up now. This show
game
here,
show.
yeah, we are Doctor Who. We make it, we do it, and we support each other. We're kind. We show support. We love each other's projects. We show that passion. We share it. And beyond that as well, we support the books. We support the DVD and Blu-ray releases that are coming out. We support this brand. Because Doctor Who, like I said earlier, it has never been dead since 1963. Because of us, the fans. We've bought those books. We've bought those audio books. We bought the radio plays. Big Finish. This is Big Finish's time to thrive, and they're already doing it. 12th Doctor Adventures are coming out soon. 11th Doctor Adventures are fantastic. There's so much creativity, and there are new voices getting in there. It's our time. The old people have gone. The old guard have moved on. It's our go now. We are Doctor Who.
I'm going to edit in a little applauding scene there.
Bless you.
I would applaud myself, but it would just sound dodgy if it's just audio. So clip.
Yeah.
I think we should take a moment just to. It would be kind of just reeling off names, but I think this is a good moment as ever just to list a bunch of like people we know of that we can shout out, like fan creations like What for FOALE, Instability Productions, Beyond Master Plans. Obviously, we've got to mention 77 Years, Quad Matter. You can add to this too.
Oh no, you're on a roll there. No, absolutely. Look, Says Who podcast, Who Knew podcast, Mr. TARDIS, Harbo Holmes, George Sheard, Casey Haynes, Crystal D, Ellie Jolly, so many fantastic people. Troy Red
Lumiat
Archer
Studios, Man at Desk, Law, Stardust VFX.
Yes. Yeah.
Whovians for Palestine still ongoing. Gormaco, the Community Show.
What's that?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Josh Murphy Studios.
Yes.
I'm literally looking at a list I've got on one of my servers.
So many. And this is the thing. This is what I'm saying again now. Look, whether we want to think of it as this or not, this is Wilderness Years 2 Electric Boogaloo, baby. It is. In the sense that we are in this sort of wilderness here. But I am so excited for the creativity it is sparking already. I am so excited for the stories that can be told, the content, I hate the word, but genuinely, that is going to be generated.
It's what you wanted.
It's what you
wanted.
wanted.
It was always the plan.
It was always the plan. But this is the thing. It's on us now. We're doing the good thing. Support your friends. Make new friends. Be passionate about their passions and support each other so beautifully. Please do.
I think you could have summed that up with a simple laugh hard, run fast, be kind.
I would, but some people say the show ended there, and I don't want to buy into that.
The show has never technically ended.
Exactly. That's why we're still here now. You know.
It just keeps regenerating.
We did have someone send in a little voicey voice for us, didn't we?
Who?
Well, I did have to spit them out, and they reconstituted themselves. Luckily, not part of a paving slab for this. But
oh yeah, I forgot the cover last week.
Yeah.
Big and green.
If people were asking where he's been, but he's back.
You've kept him very close to your chest.
Yeah, he couldn't be with us today, but he did send in a very lovely little voice note, which editing star, do your work.
Hello, you awful
awful people. Miss me? That's right. Published author Robin FOALE here, and I am very sorry that I cannot be there with the amazing Jack and Star right now. I very much planned to with this one, but something has come up last minute, but that's neither there or then, because we're talking about Doctor Who. And we're talking about the fact that for many, many of us, it is rather sad and dampening. And that is not an exaggeration. This is something that we're all passionate about, something that we put so much in time and energy into, whether we watching episodes or creating brand new content out there, which there's so much amazing stuff. Like, definitely go support all those amazing fans. Hell, you've got two incredible creators right here doing this very episode right now of Jack and Star. Definitely check out their stuff. 100% do that. But is Doctor Who dead? Hell no. Doctor Who will never die. We all know that it will regenerate in some form or another. Give it a few years. Because this is the longest running sci-fi series. This is a series that has compelled and mesmerized fans of all ages, from those who have watched since those first doors opened of the TARDUST to those who have been introduced thanks to the amazing Ncuti Gatwa. We've got so much to look forward to, and while a hiatus sucks and we all wanted that special Doctor Who Christmas present waiting for us under the tree this year, let's face it, we need to give this series the time it needs to figure out what it wants to do next, to give it the chance to rejuvenate and think about, okay, what worked amazingly with those last couple of seasons, and hey, let's take on critical feedback and see what we can improve on, what we can do for the better, so we can continue telling the quality of Doctor Who stories that we all know and love and appreciate. Now, is it wrong for anyone to feel sad or angry during this time? Definitely not. But that being said, I think it is very important that we think about some famous words, or are we telling of said words? One day, Doctor Who shall come back. Yes, it shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove that Doctor Who will always have a special place on our TVs and in our hearts. Woo! Have a great one, all of you.
Well, I'm really glad that he, first of all, big love to you, Robin. Please, everyone, send your love to Robin. Please send big love to him. I'm so glad that he essentially summed up everything that we've said so far, Star. Like, good on him. And also, I'm so glad you got to reuse that Robin as the first Doctor edit.
I know, now I need to come up with stuff for us to do.
Oh,
need to bring those back.
Oh no. I suppose it's well, I'm sure we can find a way to bring that seventh Doctor image of me back in, couldn't we?
Oh boy, I wonder how we're ending this podcast.
Hey. Beautifully said, Robin. So beautifully said, and I'm so glad you're seeing from the same hymn sheet as us. We're going to wrap this up swiftly, but before that, let's head on over to what some of you have to say. Let's head on over to the Space-Time Telegraph. Okay, so this is a bit of a untypical afternoon session for us recording here. So we usually do it when it's dark outside. But we didn't give
not recently.
No,
Time
not
zone.
recently. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yeah. But I didn't give it a lot of time today because we were initially just going to do this just us. But then I thought, no, it'd be really nice if we could get some responses in. So thank you everyone who took a bit of time out of their Monday to send us something. First of all, over on X, for thoughts on the state of the show, Joshua Carpenter, friend of the show. Everyone's a friend of the show today, so I'm going to say it for everybody. Joshua Carpenter at Joshua CC252 says, well, it's not the most fun place for the show to be. Classic fans are having flashbacks. It'll be good for the show to hopefully take a breath and come back fresh, akin to 2005. It's been awesome to see the positive push fans have made to create more Who content, be that fan audios, fan films, YouTube projects, podcasts, artwork. I could go on. It's the positive spirit that will determine how this time is remembered by us and by the higher ups. Plus, we always have Big Finish. Very well said.
Yeah.
12th Doctor Adventures coming out next month.
Go check out the Alfie Pod.
Woo, woo, woo. Plug.
Yeah. So over to Discord now, where we have quite a few responses from a couple of different places. We've got one on the Unawful, but we've also got a large number from the 77 Years server.
Yeah.
Shout out. We'll start with James York, often known as the Queer Doctor, wonderful friend of the show. Stealing your bit.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so James says, I would like to maybe paraphrase my video and say, yes, we must wait, but we have so much content to consume. This is when the fandom creative can get the attention. This is where fan doctors shine and hopefully be a great representation of what the show is and what it will be. I think I agree with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. It kind of echoes into what we were saying as well. Like, yeah. And fan doctors are going to be a massive part of this as well. You know, please go and support fan doctor series, not just the one I'm working on. You know, go and support as many as you can. If you want that content, if you want some Doctor Who, you've got some cracking series to get involved with. Next one comes from another friend of the show, the wonderful Rachel. Rachel says, my take is, unfortunately, Doctor Who was simply not working and so needs a break. Hopefully, when it comes back, it will do so with a completely new production team. So we have new blood and new ideas. Whether Doctor Who will come back as a continuation or a full reboot is yet to be decided. But sad as it is, I feel the odds may be swayed towards a full reboot, and so people should emotionally prepare for that. Fuck! Whilst I have always been against a full reboot in the past, I fear with the current situation, a new production team would only wish to do so with a completely clean slate. I only hope Doctor Who can come back fresh so it can thrive once again. Doctor Who is the ultimate sandbox, so the possibility of stories is endless. Oh, that's something. I never even considered the full reboot. I never entertained that thought. I can't see it.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't see it happening.
Next one comes from another friend of the show, from one of those fantastic fan series. Yes, it's the one which I'm part of still. It comes from Natalia Fox. Nat says, my thoughts on the cancellation are that I'd rather it had ended now than after the Christmas special, where RTD could make it an even harder place for someone else to carry on from. It is sad to see Doctor Who officially off the air, but for me personally, it feels like the Doctor Who I grew up with had been off the air for a while anyway. So I haven't taken it as hard as I would have if it had been cancelled a few years ago. Hey, at least we have read Twilight.
That's getting a lot of plug in this episode.
Do you know what's really sweet? And I'll say it now. Thank you, everyone that did do it. It was getting a lot of plug that Wednesday and the days after as well, which was really, really sweet. A lot of people coming out and saying, which is really, really kind. So thank you, everybody. You know, thank you for that. Also, check out the Star Doctor.
Yes, I don't know when I'm getting back to it, but at some point, there's very good episodes out already.
Anyway,
Um,
you can
uh,
do enemy of the
I
podcast if you want to
I'm
this
getting
time.
enemy of the podcast, but
Yeah, go on.
I feel with this one, given what she says, it doesn't feel right to say enemy of the podcast on this occasion.
Oh, she can be a friend this time, can she? Yeah.
Yeah. On this one occasion, your one pass, you can be friend of the podcast. Catherine Wheeler, who says, can't even pretend to be the master here because I'm feeling the worst thing possible. Completely apathetic. Which is the worst thing the show could have done to me. The culture around the show was turned by production into something so disconnected and sanitized, striving to become something akin to Disney/Marvel productions. Whilst I enjoyed stories, the show feels like mulch. It's been put out of its misery before the cliffhanger to reality war could be explained, and for that I am so overwhelmingly grateful for small blessings.
Very well said.
You know it's a tough time when Cat won't be the master.
I know, yeah. Literally. Next one comes from the lovely and wonderful friend of the show, George C. Music, composer of our beautiful theme tune as well. George says, I guess my thoughts on that are, as someone who grew up largely in the wilderness years, I was already a fan at 11 when the show came back. It's actually time the show took a break. The way the production team handled this has been a bit of a boondoggle. Definitely, the mixed messages and RTD's ego getting in the way a bit. Again, that's totally up to personal reading. The time for new blood has long been overdue, in my opinion, but also the Wilderness Years produced some of the biggest swings in Doctor Who writing, and many of the best of that crop of writers ended up getting picked up for the revival. Like I said again, we are Doctor Who. It's our go. It's our turn.
Our next one is from the ever wonderful Tilly, who's currently making not Doctor Who show, but it's called The Show. It's very good. I'm very excited for when that comes out. Both me and Jack are in it. It's good, very good. Keep an eye out for that.
It is so good. I play a lava lamp. It's great.
I play a mean bitch.
I'm not going to make that joke because I'm for the positivity and light. You know,
you were gonna say that's just you anyway.
Nothing at all.
Okay. Anyway, Tilly says, "Greetings from the annoying one. You're not annoying. I'll keep telling you this. You're not annoying. You're wonderful."
Yes.
My reaction to that one piece of news, TM, is one of sheer disappointment. As someone who's on record as not being a huge fan of New Who, I tried really hard to get invested in the new era. So both endings doing that to me was like taking my mental health. Putting it in a meat grinder and burning the results to a crisp. On a non-personal note, I feel like the series has been a snake eating its own tail, a continuity Ouroboros. So maybe it's a blessing that the show has been given some time to calm down before it comes back. Because from what was happening, it did look like it was going to explode under its own history. I can't for the life of me predict where the hell it's going, but I hope everyone can get through this period in a safe way as possible and that we don't lose hope. Praying emoji.
Very well said, Tilly. And that wasn't annoying at all. I thought that was beautifully said, personally. And beautifully read, Star. Go on, I'm being kind today.
But you want me to do the next one too?
No, I'll do this one now. Okay, so this one is from...
I need to rest my voice.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Rest your instrument, please. Yeah. Next one comes from another friend of the show, the wonderful Lucy. She is a bit daft, but we love her for it. My take is, as someone who grew up with the new series, being born the same year it all started again...
For those who can't see, Jack just fucking melted.
It's always been around for me and always been present in my life, either with toys on the shelves or just always having something to look forward to on the Saturday nights. I remember watching Tennant, but I grew up with Smith and properly started to watch during Series 5. It's a big change for it to suddenly not have... It's a big change to suddenly not have it around. But I do think this is the best for the future of the show due to the exhaustion of ideas and
Simulacra.
There's no such thing as macra, of what the show once was, constantly reheating their food and hoping to get the same reaction. To summarize this unhinged ramble, show break good but sad. Me need for better show. For we but need for better future of show. Very well said. Amazing, Lucy.
I can't believe you brought it all the way around back to the first episode with the caveman.
Yeah, fair play.
And our last one that I can see is from Kian the Quark. This is on our Wonderful and Awful server, which you should absolutely check out, especially right now, so we can all build up that community spirit. But Kian says, to be perfectly frank, I don't know who Frank is, I think it needs a break, and my main hope is the next showrunner isn't too fan-brained, or at least has someone in the writer's room on the production to represent the casual audience. Doctor Who has had this problem starting back in the back half of the 2010s, where it was too busy building stories focused on its own lore, be it the hybrid giving a new reason for the Doctor to leave Gallifrey, the timeless child being Chibnall's fix for the Morbius faces, or whatever the hell Russell was doing with Sutekh, the Rani, and Omega. I'm not saying you can't bring back past elements, but it has to be in a way that focuses on the future instead of doing the somewhat lazy trope, oh, you think you knew X about Y? Well, actually, you didn't.
Beautifully. Well said, Kian. Yeah. Really well said, yeah.
That's kind of exactly what I was saying. You can bring back past elements, but I think it does need to be done in a way that's tasteful.
Yeah, it's got to be done for the service of the show, actually, and not just for, ooh, look at this thing I kept in the drawer for 50 years. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for your responses. Some really beautiful ones there. Every single one of them. You're all friends of the show. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you're a good person, you're a friend of mine. So yeah. No canon buster this week, Star. I don't think it felt right in what we're doing here, really, to do that. In that currently the future of the show is that canon and those things which are going to be made and spoken about and in an EU or in a fan universe. So I'm going to leave you with a reading.
I'll give you a canon buster, actually.
Okay.
Did you know that we are all Doctor Who? We are Doctor Who.
Do you know what? You're going to make me regret ever fucking saying it, aren't you? No, but I tell you what, Star, I'm going to leave you something else, and the listeners are going to leave you something else as well. A little tasty morsel in a different form. Now, bear with me because I have done this before, but I'm going to give you a bit of a dramatic reading.
Here we go. I'll get out the edit.
There are worlds out there. The sky is burning. The sea's asleep, and there is a dream. People made of smoke and cities made of song. Somewhere there's danger. Somewhere there's injustice. And somewhere else, the tea is getting cold. Come on, Doctor Who fandom. We've got work to do.
Can't believe you plugged it again.
Doctor Who Red Twilight available for 77 Years Productions. Block 2 coming out soon. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Star, for being here. Thank you, Robin, for sending in stuff. Thank you for all the wonderful, wonderful response we had as well, which just came in today. Thank you, everybody. We are Doctor Who.
I think on this occasion, I know it's cringe, but I think it works for what we need to do. To sign off, we need to keep running.
Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's keep running. Let's go home the long way round. Ta-ra for now.
Hello, you awful, awful people. Thank you for listening to An Awful Lot of Running, a Doctor Who podcast. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, then please consider liking, subscribing, sharing on social media, or even leaving us a review on YouTube or your chosen podcast platform. It really does help us out an awful lot. And we greatly appreciate it. Seriously? We greatly appreciate it. An awful lot. Okay, who writes this? Honestly, who writes this? Okay, look, it's bad enough doing the Tom and not be paid, but like, come on, guys. What do you want me to do here? You give me no script, and you expect me to go what? Oh, right, okay, that should be enough. That should be enough. All right, bye.